to be here with you. And congratulations to all of the recipients. And this is absolutely fantastic. And it's really interesting. Actually, Grant, Joe, were you able to pin Tammy and I to add the pin?
Yep, done already.
Okay. Okay, let me see. Okay. Let's see here, gallery. Okay. So what's yeah, so first of all, congratulations to all of you. And it's really interesting because Tammy and I want to talk to you. You're the leaders, and we want to talk to you about some of the basic principles that are international, not just in network marketing, but as business practices to have success. It just happens that we are all network marketers, so it's going to be applicable towards the network marketing arena of what we do for a living. But what we're going to cover here are 10 points, 10 key points that is extremely important for you to maintain. And what I'm excited, based on what I just saw, is a lot of these points, I witnessed it in the segment that we were able to watch. One is the communication. We'll talk about that. Two is the directions and the incentives and the recognition of people reaching incentives and giving people clear steps on what they need to do to get to the success level. So Tammy and I are Crown Diamonds with Max International. I know many of you know us, but in the event that this goes, I know you're recording a call. Maybe this call will end up in someone who's brand new, who's trying to understand, okay, I want to be successful in network marketing. What do I need to do? Well, these are some of the points that are the basic principles to be successful. So Tammy, if you want to maybe add in a little bit before we start.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are the leaders, like Chris said, and the key in leadership is the practices and the vision that we all have to share within the network to create that excitement, the inspiration for people to want to aim for whatever incentives that are going on in the markets. And they feed off of our excitement, and you know that, right? So it's up to us as leaders to constantly be out there and elevating people's vision, elevating people's mindset, because mindset is a big thing, especially money mindset. That is absolutely huge. When people believe that they can achieve, they will go over the top to make these things happen. So like Chris said, you know, there's principles, right? It doesn't matter whether it's network marketing or any type of business, but leadership is what drives excitement. It drives momentum within any organization out there.
Absolutely, Tammy. I really appreciate that. And the fact, folks, what we're going to be sharing with you here are just success principles that are the guidelines to navigate you through the success steps to be able to have the ultimate success in your business. And many of you are doing this, but what's important, it's that it goes beyond you. It has to be not just you, but your downline, your leadership. And there's some people that just will not adapt that level of leadership, and that's okay. You don't want to force it upon them. You want to select the people that are voting that, yes, I want to do this. And these are the people that will, like, there's an expression that says that the cream always rises to the top, right? You don't have to chase them. They'll be knocking at your door. They want to be recognized. They're the one that you're going to hear about the most. So the very first point out of the 10 points we're going to talk about, and this is not going to take more than 30 minutes, and because I do understand it's getting late for you, but these are very, very important. And I'm glad you're recording this, Joe. So here's the thing: vision and goal setting. And I know that you know what I'm talking about. But my question here is, are you applying the principles of vision and goal setting within your downline? Because you see, successful network marketers, they have a clear vision where they want to go. And they're very specific with measurable goals. Just like the promotions, these are creating measurable goals to thrive in our industry. And by embodying these qualities, what's happening is you'll start achieving those goals. Your downline will start achieving those goals. And this is how you thrive. This is how you create a thriving business. Even if the world right now is a bit of on a negative side when it comes to inflation and everything else, vision will inspire people to overcome whatever obstacles they're there if the leader are clear with the direction that you want to go. Tell me what you want to add to this.
Absolutely. And vision boards, you guys can see my vision board right there. I mean, it's what drives the excitement inside, internally. When you know what you want, when you know, the things that you desire to have, be, do, whatever it is, when that becomes an internal emotion, then you'll do whatever it takes to make it happen. And Max just happens to be the vehicle for all of you and your team members to thrive, right? So it's to run with this. And vision board training is critical. And I know you are all doing this within your organization. Are they doing it? Are they manifesting and instilling that belief by looking at where they want to go with their vision boards? And are they applying it in their strategic daily activities? That's key. Because just looking at pictures or just having it in our head is not going to go very far unless you have an action for that vision and the goals for that vision. Yeah.
I totally agree, Tammy. And this, the reason we spend a bit of time on number one, because this is the foundation and all of you are doing this. Now, the second one, which is very, very important, is strong work ethics. Strong work ethics. This is very important. See, in the network marketing arena, it requires consistent effort and dedication. And I know that I'm speaking to the choir. Some of you are saying, well, I've heard all of this. That's the point. Is you should be aware of all these things. And that's why you are in this leadership. That's where many of you here are on the board of recipients, because you are consistent, you are persistent, you are constantly putting forward or efforts forward towards moving forward, sometimes against traction that takes you the other direction, right? And successful individuals that are willing to put the work that are necessary to grow, which is prospecting, following up, attending events, right? And consistently expanding their knowledge and skills. This is what's important. That's what Tammy and I are doing. The way I did my business and Max has evolved from the first time we spoke. Now I have capture pages. I have websites. We have Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, and I know I'm missing one. The point is, we're everywhere. And that's the one. It's on a YouTube short. So if you look at that, you'll see we're everywhere. And what's happening is people are starting to knock on our door. What are you guys doing? What's happening? What do you guys do? You always talk about these things. So what's happening is people are knocking. So we're constantly evolving and adapting to the new way of doing business. Technology is part of our world today. You can't hide from that. But so the strong work ethics are critical. And I applaud you. I applaud the leaders of the Philippines for what you're doing. The persistent in a consistency and the work ethics is absolutely amazing. What's important is you need to transcend that towards your downline. Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, people are watching you. They're watching on the activities that you're doing. If you're actively out there, like Joe and Gren are actively out there signing new people up in this business. And often people say, well, you're the leader. You don't really need to do this anymore. Yes, you do. You do it more because people need to see this. People need to see you actively out there building your business. Because if you're actively out there signing new people, then they know that this is the activity that needs to be done. You know, we're not managers, we're leaders. So we need to lead with excellence. Is it going to be excellent every day? No. No, there's going to be days where we're so caught up in the activities of the management because we all have big teams. But most part, we should be actively out there building. I'm doing meetings all the time. Now that the pandemic has stopped, I turned a lot of my virtual. I still use virtual. I still do Zoom sessions, but I'm out there meeting new people. I'm out there joining new groups. So that's what we should be actively doing, is connecting with new people.
I totally agree, Tammy. And the number 3 is effective communication skills. This is the foundation to every successful team, to every successful companies, to every successful endeavor. Communication is the foundation to it all. Being able to effectively communicate the benefits of the product, the services that we offer, right? The opportunity, having some clear, just like, for example, just shared earlier, clarity on the steps, simple steps to achieve the success level that are desired for the outcome to the trip. And the ultimate results is increased volume. Increased volume means increased paycheck. So consistency, clarity, and listen to what your downline are saying. From a corporate point of view, listen to what your leadership in the field are saying, and having a collaboration of communication, sharing information that can build up the momentum based on everything that's going on. That is key. Effective communication skills. Back to you, Tammy.
Yeah. So, I mean, not to expand too much on that, we all know the importance of communicating within our organizations to make sure that everybody's on the same page, everybody's evolving consistently. That's the key. Any promos, what a great way to actually connect with people who are inactive. Anybody have any inactive people who are not motivated right now? Well, when it comes to promos, it's always a way to re-engage people into the excitement and bring them into the culture of that excitement. So I know that you are all really amazing at this stuff. The key, like Chris and I always say, the key is it needs to be duplicated within the organization. You guys can't take care of everybody's leadership. It has to duplicate within. Okay, so
I agree.
that's really, really important.
I completely agree. And guys, listen, if this information that we share with you makes sense, in the chat, just put in a 10 if this makes sense to you. If it makes sense to you, put a 10 in the chat. And also, I know that many of you, your videos are off. You know, one thing that Tammy and I have learned working with top leadership in network marketing, they don't hide. You always see their faces. Now, I know that some of you might be in bed and it might be dark. I respect that. I understand that it's a little late.
Or
but
the internet
if you happen to be home, sitting in front of a computer, I would love to see your faces. Do you know why? Because when we speak, we can see your facial reaction. It's like we're speaking to you live. This is a very important part of communication, effective communication. So if you are there, thank you for those of you that actually activated your video. Really appreciated that. That's the foundation of this business. Very important. Now back to the list over here. Thank you very much for responding. I really appreciate that, guys. Number 4, very important. We're almost halfway there. Number 4 is resilience and perseverance. And I know that you guys know this, but what I'm telling you is the foundation. And if you don't believe me, anybody knows Chat GPT? Go to Chat GPT and type in how to be successful in network marketing. You're going to see my lists. ChatGPT is a very, very intelligent AI that gathers information all over the web worldwide with everything that's ever been posted about network marketing, and it evaluates your answer based on your questions. And you will find that what I'm telling you is very common. This is the reason why Tammy and I are talking to you about this, because that's the common denomination of successful steps to be successful in network marketing. So I just wanted to kind of pass this by you so you can reference what I'm telling you. It's not just coming out of us want to be nice. We're telling you the facts, the reality, the foundation. So resilience and perseverance is absolutely critical, right? Building a network marketing, folks, sometimes it comes with its challenges and setbacks. I'm sure you'll agree with me on this. If you've been in this business for more than a year, trust me, you've been through some challenges and setbacks. And the successful individuals, they actually possess a resilient mindset. And this resilience develops over the challenges that you overcome. And when you overcome challenges, you become a bigger person. You grow, you evolve. I hope that makes sense. So persevere through obstacles. It will give you that layers of resilience that will increase, that will make you an invincible leader. And when people turn around and try to seduce you with some cheap deals, you just dismiss it because it's irrelevant. You know where you're going. You know what's happening. So back to you, Tammy.
I think we've all developed that resilience and perseverance. I mean, everybody on this session today, if you're live on this session in the leadership, you know that this is what it takes. And I remember when I was new in the industry and you know, always challenge here and there and didn't really know how to handle those challenges. I remember our leadership said, you know, you have to toughen your skin, you know, and you know, anything that comes around, objection, whatever it is, when you have a posture that is so solid and you know exactly where you're going, you've got the plan mapped out, the vision is there, then you are unstoppable. And people read this all the time. You know, when I go and do meetings one-on-one with people, they know that where I'm going. And they know that we have been high achievers based on, you know, all the conversations that we're having in my posture and everything. So we all have that in this group. What needs to happen is to instill that within the newer layers of the organization, create that excitement and passion so that they will want to be you one day. Of course, they're going to be themselves, but they are looking at you. They're inspired to have, be, do all the things that you're up to. So we're it, you guys. We're the ones that are out there making this stuff happen. And it's because we've been through the toughness. Yeah.
Brilliant, Tammy. Number 5, your halfway point is personal development. Continuously to grow is critical for a successful network marketer, right? The leadership, they constantly invest through either reading books, attending seminars, listening to podcasts, buying courses, connecting with leaders, inviting leaders to share their knowledge. That's what personal development is. It's absolutely critical. They understand that success starts from within and prioritize their personal development. You can't stay the same person you were 10 years ago because 10 years from now, things are going to be different. The world is different. The entire economy is changing. They're shifting. You know, I don't know if you guys are aware what's going on with the monetary system. It's changed. Everything's changing. The world is changing. And if you're not constantly adapting and evolving and learning and connecting with what's working and let go of what's not working, then you'll be left behind. So that's why personal development is critical. Tammy and I will always be at the top of our game because we're constantly shaping ourselves. We're constantly shaving the blade to make sure that it cuts nicely and not dull, if you understand the expression. Right. So the number 6, Tammy, I know it's something you're very strong on, is building relationship. Why don't you start with this one?
That is key. It's all about the relationships. And those, those who you build strong relationships with will be with you forever. When you make it about service to many, that's when you'll achieve at high levels. And it's not even just about that. It's about impact. It's about making a difference for people. So many people in today's world, and even before the pandemic. So there's a lot of people out there that have skills, incredible skills, and they don't leverage their skills. They just use these skills in a job format, and they have no idea how much worth they have. And our job is to bring that out of them in that relationship connection. People need to know their worth. They have no idea. A lot of people have no idea the kind of life that they could build for their families based on what they already represent. So that's why I love building relationships with every single person I meet, because I know that most people in life don't leverage.
As a matter of fact, Tammy, the successful individual generally cares about others. They actively listen. That's important. They provide value. They focus on serving others. Tammy and I did a video on the beach at one point about, actually, we were on the pyramid in Mexico, I think, and we were talking about network marketing. The foundation is we serve people. We serve people. That's what we do for a living. And if you serve enough people and make enough friends, you will never run out of money. It's connected. So it's very important that you understand that the foundation of building relationship, it's absolutely critical, which brings us to the seventh point, which leadership and team building. This is what this team, Ultimate Success 111, this is, you guys thrive at that. Leadership and team building. Right? Building successful network marketing team requires leadership skills. Successful network marketers lead by example and inspires their team members to provide guidance and support. That's what it is. That's what leadership and team. It's absolutely critical. Do you understand the power of team and cultivate and collaborate and positive culture? Always positive. We know there's negative. There's enough negative in the world. Positive is needed. And good leadership recognizes that, understands that, and focus on these things. Yes, there's negativity around, but don't focus on the negativity. As Tammy and I do our videos every Sundays, and we talk about the Q&A with Chris and Tammy. I don't know if some of you have seen those, but we talk about the importance of what you think about expands. If you think about a certain way about a certain thing, well, your results will be a reflection of what you think about. If you think about not enough money, it's not working, well, then fortunately, this is going to be very close to your results. But if you think about today is going to be the most powerful day, the most successful day of my life, I know it's a strong statement, but when you train your mind to think that way, it's very powerful, right? We have been given a gift, and that's the power of our mind. And the power of to choose what we want to focus on. This is really important. So it's all about team building and positive mindset. So Tammy, do you want to add a few points on that before we move on to number 8?
No, we're good. Yeah, let's keep moving.
Good. So here's number 8. Embrace technology and innovation. Right? I know that it's scary sometimes. Right? For me to start creating those capture pages and those email series and all of these things, it's time consuming. You have to learn the platform. You have to learn how it works. But once you do, and you get into the momentum of doing these things, then you're creating a virtual assistant, a matter of speaking, that is literally a virtual system that works in the background while you're actually living your life. So the network marketing landscape is constantly evolving, team. And successful individual stays ahead of the curve by embracing technology and innovation. We know social media today is important. But social media will never replace the connection when we go to the Philippines and meet you in person. It's never going to replace that. But it will work in conjunction too. So right now we're using Zoom to communicate together. That is a step. It's not the same as being together like when we travel with you. And one of the reasons why Tammy and I use our own resources to go and celebrate you when many of you went to Paris and Barcelona, Spain, and it was just wonderful to reconnect with all of you. Technology will never replace that. But what's important is that it will support the gaps in between, right? So it's important to leverage social media, online platform, automation tools. This is what I've just talked about, right? Expanding your research and embrace efficiency, right? And stay connected with your audience. That's what these emails and autoresponders and all of these things do. So Tammy and I are very, very much involved in that. Number 9, Tammy, it's about persistence and listening. There's 2 more, guys: persistence and listening. See, network marketing is a dynamic industry, folks, and ever-changing strategies and techniques. Successful individual, what they do first is they constantly commit to continuously learning and be persistent in learning. And I know sometimes when you look at something for the first time, it gives you this very uncomfortable feeling that you don't know what to do. You don't know where to begin. Just begin. Right. And it's important to stay with the industry trends and to be persistently learning to evolve. Seek out mentors. Stay ahead of the game. That's the key. Tammy, you want to add a few points on that?
Yeah, well, when you talk about persistence and you're talking about technology, some people, they're not too techie savvy, and the key is to surround yourself with somebody who is in your team and learn something from them. You don't have to learn everything, but move forward with it. And like Chris said, is to be persistent, because the more you do things, the stronger you're going to be. You're going to have that influence on social media as much as you do meeting somebody at a coffee shop or meeting somebody belly to belly, wherever you are at an event. So it's to take that into the virtual world and to add that to your formula. And that's something that took a while for me. Chris is just a natural at it. He's been working with computers since I don't know, Chris, in your 20s, something like that. So
since
for
I
me,
got what is it called? VIC 20, something like that. I mean, it's probably older than some of you. It's one of those little computers that came as a game. And I mean, I think I was in my early teens when I got my first computer, and I've never gave up from that. So it's always been a passion. Anyway, back to you, Tammy.
Yeah. So for me, it wasn't as easy to go on social media, but now with persistence and practice and just regularly connecting with people, it's like I'm already connected with them. Like I've already met them in person. That's the way it feels like now, but it took a while to get that feeling. It's like, do you remember when we were always doing events and all of a sudden pandemic hits and it's like, oh my gosh, now we got to go online. It was so weird to do that. But with persistence and practice, it became a natural thing. So now we're connecting easily on social media. But like Chris said, you got to be persistent at doing this stuff, and you'll evolve in such a big way that one day you're going to be the teacher in doing all of this stuff. But at the beginning, if you're not techie savvy, for you leadership that are on this session, if you're not techie savvy, learn something from somebody that's in your team. Or like Chris always says to me, when we were first married, he was like, oh, he's helping me do all these things. But once you're married, once you're in the game for a while, I'll say, my love. And he'll go, what?
Figure it out.
And it's like, and you know what he says to me? Go to YouTube. And he's absolutely right. I find the shortest videos, probably the younger people are really good at this. And I learned something from that. I can stop and start it when you're doing a video, and then I'm learning something on social media. So that's
So
what
I
it's
hope you
about.
got-
It's to constantly persistent learning.
Yeah, I hope you got this. This is really, really important what Tammy just shared. Go to YouTube, type in how do I, and then do whatever it is that you're looking for. And you may find a 12-year-old, a 60-year-old, a 30-year-old. It doesn't matter. And here's what you need to do. And then we'll get to the last point is look at how many views they have and how long the video has been created. Don't waste your time watching a video that's 10 years old or 6 years old or 7 years old. It's too old. The technology changes every 3 months, every month. Things changes all the time, especially now. Every day there's something new popping up. So I usually, when I look at a video, number one, I see how many views they have. Number two is it within this month or at least within the past 6 months? Okay. So you don't waste your time watching old technology that doesn't apply to what you're looking for. You're just going to waste your time trying to find the menus on this, whatever platform you're trying to learn because you can't find it. That could be because the video is too old. So keep that in mind. How do I, and once you get the list of video, make sure the time is within 6 months and there's at least, I don't know, 5,000 to 6,000 views or likes or whatever. It gives you an indication that people like. That means that the service has value. And then you'll have one 1.2 million. You'll have some with 300,000. And that's when you know that they have something that people really, really learn from and appreciate. So these are just kind of cues for you to measure your time so you don't waste your time watching stuff that won't be useful for you. The last point, number 10, is probably one of the most important. They're all important because the foundation for success is all 10. But you know, when you create a cake, there's certain ingredients that if it's missing, your cake won't fluff, won't grow. Or if you're trying to create cement, if you don't have a certain ingredient for the cement to harden, it'll never be hard. It won't be solid. Well, in our business, it's integrity and ethical practices. This is critical. You know, rust is the foundation of network marketing success. In other words, things that are there with time, right? Teams that are still together despite everything else. After 20 years, after 15 years, after 10 years, right? Successful individuals operate with integrity. Very important. Honesty, transparency, and in all of their interactions. This is what Tammy and I have been doing since we started network marketing. I'm speaking with people I haven't spoken in 20 years that say, Chris, you guys haven't changed. Do you know how much I love when someone tells me that? Because even though we've evolved and grow and our assets and everything has changed, evolved, we still can connect and relate as if we met 10 years ago. This is very important that you don't change in the process because more money doesn't make you a bigger person than someone else because many people don't care, but money ranks right up there with oxygen and you breathe better with more, but it's never about money. It's about what money, what it represents for you. In other words, let me rephrase that to make sure you understand what I'm talking about here is what are your goals to achieve? You want to live this life of abundance. You want to live in this beautiful condo or this beautiful house. You want to be able to have these beautiful things so you can take care of the people, the church, the environment, whatever it is that matters to you. With more money, you can do more. This is society we live on. But working with integrity to maintain the volume, to maintain the respect in your team, to maintain the direction of integrity on how you go about doing things. This is very, very important. And this will create long-term success and sustainability. And if the integrity is shaky, it doesn't matter how big your empire becomes, it will crumble down. And I'm not talking about the inflation causing problems. That's life. I'm talking the foundation to your life, to your business, to your relationship. So back to you, Tammy, and you're going to end on this note.
Yeah, I'm always saying lead with your heart. when people know if you care about them, they genuinely know. They can read people really well. We can all read people well, whether somebody wants something from us or whether somebody really cares about us. You know what I'm talking about. And that's why I'm always like, for me, relationship is everything. Because you can get through everything when you have a good relationship. No matter what it is, you can get through anything. So keep your relationship strong with your organizations. Work from your heart. I know you already do. That's one thing about the Philippine culture, that you have the most incredible hearts. And we saw that the very first time we went to the Philippines. So you naturally have all of that. And it's just to constantly instill that within the people, that you genuinely care. Right? You got to give them sometimes some tough love conversations, because they say they want something and they're not doing what it takes to get it. Sometimes you got to sit down and have those tough love conversations because you genuinely care about them and you want to help them get through that obstacle. You want to help them, but they have to be willing to help themselves and grow from that. So give them something small to do so that they can eventually, build the posture, the confidence, the belief, and all of that, just like you, So yeah, there's so much TLC that is needed to build an organization and to build a solid organization. And you guys have incredible work ethic, incredible hearts, and it's just a matter of getting those new people to see that and to do the things that is necessary for them to get to where they want to go in this business.
I totally agree, Tammy. So this comes to an end of our discussion. I know it's getting late for you. So we went about, I think about 35 minutes. So Joe, thank you so much. Give my regards to Grant. I'm not sure if he's with you, but we really appreciate you inviting us to speak to your distinguished leadership. And we just love you guys a lot. And we appreciate the opportunity. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Sir Chris and Ma'am Tammy, for being so inspiring, and thank you for acknowledging and supporting our relate aspiration. So I truly admire and thank you for sharing the foundation of success. And of course, I truly admire the strong work ethic and persistence you demonstrate, including the some of our leaders right now. They are doing the Max on the Go, the initiative that they are most effective in our team. So thank you for dedicating your time, effort, love, and leadership. You know what, guys? Every time I PM Sir Chris and Ma'am Tammy, they always say yes to our team. So much grateful on that. Thank you so much.
That's
And
because we love you.
yes, as leaders, so let's give our absolute best to bring our team to MLMR. Sir Chris and Tammy will be there also through recording. So let's not allow ourselves to settle for not achieving anything. Excitement is one of the most crucial ingredients for success. So may I ask, who among you is on the list of attendees for MLMR? Are you ready on June 12? So let's do it. Leaders, as we always say, champion, we are the champion and we are unstoppable. And Max Strong 2023. So the floor is open. Who would like to share, or now would anyone like to share their golden nuggets that or leaders, anyone who would like to share? Or a question, rather. Do you have any question? Take advantage that our Crown Diamond is here tonight with us.
No, Tammy, I know you have an appointment. Are you okay for time?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have about 4 minutes and then I gotta start getting in the car.
Okay, please go ahead.
So just 4 minutes left. Do you have some questions, leaders? Anything? Kuya Rick, may concern ka kanina?
And we understand the information we share is common sense. And but
Yeah.
feel free to share, and we know you guys appreciate the information we share. So don't feel uncomfortable if you don't have anything to say right now. But if you do, we just want to make sure that we can address them.
Sir Chris, one of the concern of the leaders right now, do you have any idea about what happening on the LGBT? Because they are saying it's delayed.
Yeah, I don't know the details. In fact, I've been trying to reach Joe on Friday, and I know that was the weekend, and we're starting on Monday. I know that all over the world, I did a conference call with our CEO a few days ago. You can go back and listen to it. Just go to activeteamtraining.com. It'll take you to our YouTube channel. Go to Go for Diamond webinar, and you'll see the last one we did. It was Joe Wojtecki, and I interviewed him, and I asked him all these questions, and he answered them in details. So I'm giving you that so you can go further with my answer. But what Joe is saying is there has been an enormous amount of challenges in the world when it comes to product supplies, specifically certain ingredients, to be able to have access to them, to be able to produce. And there's a gap in the chain of delivery, and it's causing some of those challenges. And you know that the Salgivity, it's not some cheap product. It requires 5 different quality control iteration. It takes time to put it together. So when things are released and products, the ingredients arrive, then production needs to be done. But unfortunately, it creates a gap in the chain of distribution. So I recommend you go to the video and listen to some of the things that Joe shared, because he answered all of our questions there. So I hope that helps, Joe.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Because they are asking about following up the Salgivity. Most of the Filipinos they love Salgivity and they benefit on it.
No, I completely understand that. The
We're
entire
also having
world
in Canada and US, we're also having some delays in certain products. And so one of the things that we do when we face that, you want to keep excitement within your organization and encourage them to try something else. You know, Max One is such a good product. It's 100% ribosine. So, and it's a lesser cost to consume this product. So when Salgivity is not available, I'm gonna get them to try Max One for the month.
This is what Tammy and I are doing.
Months. Yeah.
Yeah. This is what Tammy and I are doing over the world is we subsidize to the Salgivity, to the Max One, because it's pure ribosine, and also the GXL. So this is what we do until, distribution starts flowing again. That's how we we kind of get over the challenges that we're facing. And Max is doing an amazing job
orders,
in over.
Go ahead,
Tammy.
Chris. I have to run. So I just want to say, when they place orders, what people need to understand, and it doesn't matter whether it's Max or any